47. Welcome back to the Inner Edge Coaching Podcast. I'm Chris Jones and this is your weekly dose of insight, growth and connection. The ideas, habits and practices that move you from where you are to who you want to become. Today we're diving into something that's a total game changer, especially for men in their 30s and beyond. Self-awareness. Why it matters, how to build it and what it can do for your life, your relationships, your work and your sense of purpose. So let's get into it. So let me tell you about James. At 34 he had everything you'd expect. A solid career, a partner, a toddler and a mortgage. On paper everything looked fine, but inside he felt restless. He'd snap at his partner, second guess himself at work and drift through weeks of just feeling off. Then one day, after another argument over something small, he realised, I don't really understand why I do what I'm doing. And that question for him, that moment, was the start of his transformation. And that's what we're exploring today. What happens when you start seeing yourself clearly, why self-awareness can completely change the way you live, and why men over 30 can't afford to ignore it. Now, you might not be James, but if there are moments where you feel stuck, reactive or unsure, this episode's for you. So, what do I actually mean by self-awareness? In simple terms, it's the ability to notice your own thoughts, emotions, motives and behaviours. It's seeing your patterns, the stuff that drives you, before it runs your life. Psychologists break it down into two types. Internal self-awareness, so understanding your inner world, and external self-awareness, so understanding how other people experience you. But here's the sciencey bit. So according to research from Harvard Business Review and the American Psychological Association, people with higher self-awareness make better decisions, handle stress more effectively, build stronger relationships and are far more creative under pressure. A study on workplace well-being found that self-awareness training led to higher job satisfaction, better communication and stronger confidence. So in short, when you see yourself clearly, you can steer yourself intentionally. And that's crucial after 30 because life gets real. You've got a career, maybe a family, maybe a mortgage, and suddenly your decisions are rippling out across everyone around you. What worked in your 20s might not work anymore. And without self-awareness, you can end up stuck in loops that you don't even realise or don't even see. But a quick warning, self-awareness isn't just staring in the mirror. There's a thing called the self-absorption paradox. So too much focus on yourself without perspective can lead to overthinking and anxiety. So real self-awareness isn't about judging yourself, it's about seeing, accepting and aligning with what's true. Let's try something together right now. So if you can, pause what you're doing, sit up and take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it and then breathe out through your mouth. And as you breathe out, just close your eyes for 60 seconds. If you feel safe to do that. If you don't, just try and check in with yourself. And notice your body. Is there tension or tightness somewhere in your body? Notice your dominant emotion right now. And name it. Maybe it's calm, maybe you're curious, maybe you're stressed, distracted, or confused. Now ask, what thought or story is underneath that feeling for you? Okay, so open your eyes. What did you notice? Maybe tension you didn't realise, or a mood you hadn't labelled. That right there is self-awareness in action. Those micro moments are how you start to interrupt autopilot, and they build the foundation for everything else. So let's talk about some practical strategies. Here's your toolkit. Real practical ways to grow self-awareness without turning into an overthinker. So 1, practice daily micro reflection. So end your day with 3 quick questions. What triggered me? What emotion did I feel? And how did I respond? And would I choose to respond differently next time? Or try writing out your 3 gratitudes for the day. 3 small things that you were glad about or you appreciated. That's it. 5 minutes of just reflection. One of my clients did this every night for a month. He discovered that his irritability with his kids wasn't about them, it was about exhaustion. That single insight changed how he handled evenings at home. 2, mindfulness or meditation. Even 5 minutes a day of stillness trains your brain to notice instead of react. Research shows that mindfulness improves emotional regulation and awareness. It's basically like strength training for your focus. 3, use your triggers as teachers. So when you feel defensive, frustrated or angry, pause and ask, what's actually happening inside me right now? And that question shifts you from reaction to reflection. Number 4, ask for feedback. Pick one person that you trust, a partner, a friend, a colleague, and ask, when I'm stressed, what do you notice about me? Then just listen to them. Don't defend it, just hear it. That's external self-awareness in practice. Number 5, quarterly reflection time. So once every 3 months or so, block out a few hours, look at your journals, your feedback, your choices. Ask yourself what's working, what isn't working, and what can you do about it? Am I living in line with what I actually value? Number 6, coaching or therapy. So having someone hold up a mirror to yourself to challenge your stories is one of the fastest ways to grow. And that's exactly what we do in coaching. We ask the questions you might never think to ask yourself, or you're scared to ask yourself. So what happens when you actually do this consistently for years? Let's break it down. So for you, you become calmer, more grounded, less reactive. You understand your limits. You make decisions with clarity, not emotion. For your family, you argue less. You connect more. You become the kind of man who listens before reacting. And you model emotional intelligence for your kids, which research suggests is one of the biggest predictors of their future well-being. For your career, you make better choices under pressure, you delegate more effectively, and you manage stress with maturity. That's why self-awareness is considered a top leadership skill globally. For your hobbies and your purpose, you stop doing things because you should do them and start doing them because they matter to you. You bring authenticity into everything that you do. So over time, self-awareness compounds like interest. It builds confidence, relationships and meaning, and you become someone who moves through life with intent, not just momentum. Now, let's keep this balanced. Too much introspection can lead to overthinking or rumination. So awareness must also be paired with 2 things: kindness and action. See it, accept it, act on it. And that's the formula. Okay, so here's your 7-day self-awareness challenge. Every day this week, I want you to do a 60 to 90 second body emotion scan like we did earlier. Journal for 5 minutes about one trigger or moment of stress, or do the three gratitudes of an evening. Ask one person you trust for a small piece of feedback. without reacting to it. Just listen to it. End the week reflecting on what surprised you most during that week. And then I want to hear from you. Comment below or DM me your biggest insight for the week. What did you learn about yourself this week? I might even share a few of your stories in a future episode. So thank you for watching the Inner Edge Coaching Podcast. If today's episode hit home, tap subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss an episode, and share this with a friend who might need it. Check out the latest episode or our playlist on mindset and growth. So until next time, stay curious, stay honest, and keep pushing your edge. And I'll see you next week.